the end of the world. He just can't help but be this way. She lost her true self long ago. Toddlers crying to call louder and louder. Everyone rushing to this song about her own. The black and white scene, no one and only Candle Queen. Right, here I go again with this freaking game, cause god damn it, I really don't wanna write today, don't I? There's an omake, so let's read it. Prologue. The Hakurei Shrine. Void of the typical nuisances, for the past few weeks, the yokai world has been sent into a panic at the sudden disappearance of quite a few of its members. Humans, however, were busy dealing with a rather turbulent rainy season. It wouldn't be so chilly if the Hell Fairy was back under the shrine. Really now? So she's gone too? The rain was much heavier than in years past, and had continued through both day and night. There was a certain suspicious quality to this rain too. Reimu Hakurei and Marisa Kirisame were unable to put a name to it. Through the vacuum of moisture and mist, an avatar emerged. Of course, Shotaro Maru. Tora Maru. I always read that as Taro Maru. Had come drenched, being without an umbrella. Hijiri had said you would be here, so I arrived as soon as I could. The discipline of Vice Vanara explained the ongoing issue at Myorin Temple. A strange weather phenomena had begun to affect the faithful, coming from Yokai Mountain. Those sent to investigate the matter had disappeared entirely. So I guess Sanai at the very least tried, but she's gone now. Disappearances of yokai again and more weird weather. You know, it was suspicious when it started messing with my fire magic. It was the intention of Hijiri that we collaborate on the matter. Really now? The goddess of hell revealed herself, having eavesdropped the whole time. I wasn't expecting everyone to be in a tussle. Aww. Oh shit, that was Hecate talking. Why are you at my shrine? Hecate gestured to the sky and collected some rain in her palm. I was suspicious when my little clown piece disappeared, but this is all definitely part of what you guys call an incident. I came here to tell you that. What do you mean? Starting off, no natural rain should smell like this. Don't you recognize the smell? It's seawater. A saltwater deluge had spread itself across Gensokyo skies. If allowed to go on for too long, it would spell absolute crop failure for all in Gensokyo, and that would only be the beginning of problems. Besides, neither human nor yokai would be able to endure an endless rainy season. A group of foreign fairies were in a suspicious cluster. Spoilers for the main game and extra stage past this point. Okay, cool. We'll read that some other time then. What does legacy mean? Because I know what legacy means, but why are there two EXEs? One for the main game and one for a legacy mode of some kind. Right, I obviously can't do Lunatic. I could probably do hard considering how well I've been doing clearing hard difficulties for the Touhou games. I mean, I've only cleared 6 and 7 so far, but hey, that's 2 in a row so far, you know? But I really want to try out Hecate, and I feel like she might be really weird to play as. So I'm gonna try playing as her and beating the game in normal. Really, I could do without the rain. As usual, she would be the fairy's friend answer to her problems. All this leakage is messing up my magic. It seems like she couldn't depend on her lasers this time. How upsetting. Ah, she's using magic missiles instead, but she's still using Master Spark. The pagoda is flashing like crazy. Ishamon Ten drew her towards a place in the clouds. He was busy himself, of course. So these are entirely original. Hell's Trinity, Togglewood Sea, Trinitarian Rhapsody. If I'm right, then Clown Piece must be here. It wouldn't be a proper vacation in Tokyo without some spell card battles now, would it? Alright, let's do this. The show would be interesting as well, but I don't really care about show. Hecate is a much more interesting character for me. So I'm much more curious about her role, her story in this fan game. High score, what? Here comes the rain. Alright, this seems like a perfect opportunity to try out the different shots. What? I'll stick to the blue for now. This is very manageable for me. That is so weird. Oh. Alright, this one's a little wider, so this one's pretty nice. Oh, holy shit. I forgot about my button thingy. Hold on, let me activate it right now. There she is. Okay, that was weird. What the fuck was that? I think the difference between the three shot types she can switch in becomes more apparent what their strengths and weaknesses are when I'm at full power. This could be a cuter vacation. Way cuter. Definitely. Good after- eh? Ah! Obviously it's Earth, Hell, and Sun, and Moon. Because those are the three domains she... Oh, for real? You are all really nymphs. Who sent you? Whoa! Lady Hecate, we had not been informed. Are you a paparazzi or something? No, they wouldn't use a fairy. Please and have mercy on all of us. We are not committing any offense here. As a supervisional leader of the Narade, we are in truth acting on the will of other entities. Oh, well in that case, probably being a tabloid or something. For that reason alone, I guess I'll drop you into hell. For that reason and no more. Yeah, now leave me alone, even in death. Huh? Bruh. Alright, that is weird. Now, the red one, the Hell shot type is super close range despite its spread. So I don't like that. Not a fan. You guys won't be able to tell this, but I can. And it's really bugging me. Game feel is a very important thing. Many people are unable to move on to the later Touhou games and just prefer playing 6 through 9 because the game feel becomes very different past those games when we move on to the next era of the modern games. Oh god, I got cornered there. Oh wow, is your bomb different depending on your... I can't have that. I couldn't get a full RGB. Yeah, I really don't see the point in letting go of the shoot button to get the rewards early. It seems pretty risk-free too, considering how quickly... you don't need to let go of the button for that long. It's pretty much instantaneous. No. Dang it. At least I got a full 3-color thing. Alright, I feel like I was gonna say something, but I forgot. Right, the movement. It feels really weird and awkward and different here. That's how the game feels. And I don't like it. Really just 1 point short. I still ended up bombing at least once in stage 1, huh? All because I really thought I could try getting... Well, I did succeed, but... not sure if it was really all that worth it. Lady Hecate, I beg of you dearly, mercy me, oh mercy mine, no. Well, I guess that serves you right, for trying to, whatever you were doing in the rain. Oh yeah, crap, the rain, seawater, that's a thing. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, right? We have an incident that is precipitating in the Expanse at the current moment, Lady Hecate. The Expanse? Ah, no. Well, heck, of course work would follow me here. The yellow shot is super interesting. I'll stick to the blue. This one seems really nice. Alright, you can POC by doing... But I didn't stop shooting. What? What is she wearing? No, she definitely can't do it. She looks too tacky for that. Wow, you totally, like, just signed your death warrant. Oh my god, someone else in canon finally made fun of Hecate's fucking fashion sense. Well, I guess this technically isn't canon, it's a fan work, but still. That's hilarious. Ah, this is a joke. Where are you? Ah, shit! Ah, the bullet was too slow, I thought. I think I'm fine. A single death like that probably shouldn't be a big deal. I hope. Concealing the hole in the firmament with clouds, that's like kinda clever, I guess. The pouring seawater gave you away though. You can come out now. Please. Refrain. Oh, huh. I wasn't expecting a yokai from Gensokyo. It's a fact that Gensokyo needs its other worlds, but it doesn't need a gaping hole to be expanse. She is the same kind of yokai as Unzan, right? The silent treatment. Like, do you even know what's in there? Well, I guess only a few do, but Right, you don't fight wars in Gensokyo, but you do have spell cards. Alright then. Please, refrain? This is a declaration of battle, right? For that reason, I'll drop you into hell. For that reason, and getting in my way too. Now suffer, even in death! Jesus Christ, Hekatia. Please stop it with the death threats. Ah, it's aimed at me, I see. I can try misdirecting it, maybe. Nope. It happens a little too fast. Is it just me, or does Hekatia not have any power at all? I bombed! This looks different. I don't even know what's happening. Really, it's beyond me. My boss told me to cover up what we were doing, really. What happened? I've said too much. So, that being said, your boss is in there, right? Well, I guess, here's the hoping piece is alright. I wonder, did they really put her in there? Huh? Is that... Did we get the underworld involved somehow? This isn't good. Oh, aren't you... Oh jeez. I mean, duh, you're strong, but man, this really isn't good. Jeez, don't you know sea witches are out of vogue? Really? Well, they look different, but I think they both... I mean, I guess all bombs are the same anyway in the end, huh? Yeah, these shot types are really wacky. This game is really actually scarce with its resources. They're really stingy. Just like with 10 Desires. But I guess to compensate, the patterns are actually really easy. Again, just like 10 Desires, and I don't like that. I'd rather have more resources than easier bullet patterns. Well, Hecate, if it isn't you again, why does everyone call her Hecate instead of Hecatia? You're one of Oceana's kids, aren't you? Hey, that's a pointed question. I probably should have figured you'd come. I mean, well, since... What if your lampads came running through here earlier? God, she really did a number on me. Jesus around. I mean, I was meaning to have her help me in Divine Conflicts anyway, but... Divine Conflicts? Well, we have had to deal with some gods ever since. Hey, wait, why am I even telling you all this? You're on the side against ours, aren't you? You're not even a yokai either, so it's not like... Man, whatever. I've got a little divinity in me, too. A child of Oceanus, more ancient than the goddess of the pit of hell, Hecatia. Saga! Here come the walls. She shows a bit of cleavage. Our dear fairy godmother. Not sure how to feel about that. Not comfortable. Extra life. Pair of Inaba? What? Why, I'm outside now. That's amusing. Treating me like a little kid. For that reason, I dropped you into hell. For that reason and that reason alone. You're really kind of a jerk, aren't you? Your father's definitely, like, way stronger, huh? What would the odd one out of the gods know about that? Well, I guess you're not weak. Anyhow. Really, I'm supposed to be on vacation, not running around the expanse. I happen to be like visiting Gensokyo. Unlike running these odd jobs for centuries, you learn to just cut to the chase. So hey, Hekate, just follow me. I've been doing plenty of yokai, but older folks like us have some distinction. Stage 4. This is where the new content begins. A good feeling about this side. Flag. Sheep. That guy's just straight up blue immediately. Weird. Hey, you there, come on, wait up. I'm getting a little frustrated, so I'll ask you very nicely. You're one of the people from the world below, alright? Well, this is Padma, right? I'm supposed to be on vacation, please don't expect me to take anything you say seriously. It's you again. Please get out of my way. I want Clown Piece back. Give me my dear Clown Piece back. Tolerable. I know this isn't Gensokyo anymore, but really running into Oceanids isn't my idea of relaxation. You're that lady that beat the crap out of Saga, right? Maybe so. My understanding is that you're one of the residents of the Expanse. You must be in cahoots with her? Something like that. Yeah, cahoots is a word for it. Nah, she's just another cog in the system. I'd say a system you've been demolishing. Umehime Kazarashi. Can't say we've been expecting gods to show up, but hey, you ain't the first to pop up. Ain't the first one from hell either. Hekate or whatever your name is. Okay, right. Alright, how about I talk this time? Instead of some little punk stowed away in some other world insulting me some more. Whoa, lady, alright? I know the hormone can be a pain in the neck, but I really could care less about those broken smithereens of a dead god right now. Where is Clown Peace? Huh, that fairy in the stupid clothes or whatever? Well, so she came up here with a bunch of other fairies from that Tokyo, like master, like servant. We opened up a gate because the rain was bothering her or something. What's it to ya? You know, Xenia's a virtue. Any leader should know that. Alright, so that settles it. For ruining my vacation, for that reason and that reason alone, I'll drop you into hell. Jesus! Narapan even in death! Oh, wait, crap. You weren't fighting seriously before, were ya? Okay, what is... The game suddenly gave me so much life. I guess it was only the first 3 stages that were stingy. I think if I haven't died once yet, I'd be like 1 heart short from being max life right now. God, this game really is just all about dodging that rain, huh? Yeah, my points. What? Yo! How am I supposed to hit her? Ah. That wasn't even me at full speed. If I wanted to demolish you properly, there would hardly be your soul left. Okay, that was right. I'm very close. There's nothing I despise more than self-righteous mobs who consider themselves superior. Hey, look. It's not that we hate those yokai coming into the expanse, alright? It's just... they all came to a stop where, rain ritual we've been using on Gensokyo. It's all, seawater. And that's bad! So please stop! It's special water. Holy, divine even. Way back when, like, with gods, I'm pretty sure we're older than you. They made the sea because they agreed to never more punish humanity with flooding. Or, something like that. They just plugged it up with the firmament, that's for sure. Because they put something else in here. Some other ancient god. The Titans are primordial gods. Then again, your settlement seems Japanese. Yeah, that's from Western culture, folk, fantasy. Well, look, I don't know where she came from. Some god of yokai of salt water shoved into the expanse. And hell, Makai in the netherworld, a lot of places, way too many. You're a god, you know why gods would do this? A god of yokai? I mean, I've heard that there were gods in the expanse and all sorts of monstrosities. The expanse exists to keep things in it, I always thought, but never mind, what's this god's name? Ame no Umu no Mikoto. A mouthful. Really regal, ain't it? You know, if this is God's business, go on ahead, can't say it's my jurisdiction. It's Padma's. She's a shrine maiden of sorts. Great. Between all those cages and lanterns, God scares the crap out of me. I have a sneaking suspicion about what this is all about. It's a straightforward enough name. Ame no Mukudo. I already forgot though, it is a pretty long name. Right, no bombs. Just gotta focus on dodging. Well, that lasted long. How was I supposed to deal with that? I think homing is like really good. Way too good in this game. So much so that if you don't have homing, you're basically just fucked. Give me your health. No. Switch to yellow. Interesting. Killing them does the same thing. Who? Ah! Get out of my way, I'm making a break for it. A hermit? Are they both fugitives or something? Well, not my business. The red shot type seems to be by far the strongest. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Wow, you're oh, I'm not quite sure what you are. An angry goddess or something like that. An angry goddess? Ah, I see. Then I suppose you're not a true god then. And what gives you the right to say that? Besides being a shrine maiden of sorts. Because I know a true god. I collected all this devotion in for her. A true god is loving. Mother is proof enough of that. That girl from before, she said these yokai were causing trouble, right? Bumbling past the firmament into the expanse, attempting to like punching their way to a solution. You know, bothering Gensoki in particular is such a ham-fisted move, but I digress. You're not like her, are you? There's something quite off about you. Those yokai, these heathens sealed into these cages on the walls. Padma Rakshasa. They refuse to convert despite my god's truth. And such a sin, and sin needs to be rectified. I know this for a fact. Unlike that Umehime, maybe that's what's so odd about me. You have my cloud piece here, don't you? Oh, the Hell Fairy. She was one of the most troublesome. Glad to hear as much. I hope she gives you more trouble soon. Say, could I meet that god of yours? Like now, I'm getting tired of you lot in the expanse. Mother has already dealt with other gods, ones that tried to stop her enacting her will. She told me she'd rather not experience such a thing again. I figured it out. As I suspected, it's just some sort of god dying for some sort of recognition, eh? Are you trying to slight my mother's character? Maybe, depends on how much that bothers you. Then you speak blasphemy? Is that possible for a goddess to speak blasphemy? As you yourself said, you are an angry god, and as I had said, you are thus an untrue one. I think I'm becoming an angrier one. How about you scurry away for now, and I'll have like a god-to-god chat with your mother. After the last one, Mother said to stop every divinity that came to challenge her. Such was her will. As her disciple, I think it's only just that I now act on such a will. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Fast bullets. What the? Cool. She's got Luigi's Final Smash from Brawl as a fucking ability. The Nega Zone. This game is very heavy on pattern memorization as it seems. The patterns seem easy once you get to know them, but for your first try, it seems like you'd be hard pressed to actually dodge them. I see now. No! Ooh, wow. Right, enemies are either really tanky or Hekatia just really sucks at dealing damage. Why not? I've come this far, let's go get the bad ending. What is this? A survival spell? Fuck you. Yeah, Katya seems like a really... she's one of those gimmick characters. Like Yomu, or Sakuya. The really technical ones that you require a lot of skill to use, but like once you know how to use them, you can do lots of stuff with them. What you've been doing, by the way? I'm a goddess of the hell, earth, and moon. So maybe that's like triply as bad. A god that isn't mother and doesn't bear her kindness isn't the proper god. Such is my faith for her. But can you be a god of anything when mother drowns those all beneath her waters? I really hate how she looks, man. She's very punchable. Starting with that Gensokyo of these yokai. Oh, that's kind of rash, isn't it? No wonder Peace didn't like you. Heck, I guess if it's really been that serious of a thing all along, I should have come in here at full force. Guess it's too late for that. My vacation's ruined. I'm angry as it is. I've made up my mind about it. When I come back after defeating your god, I'll be coming back to collect my health fairy. And the other fairies for good measure. If Mother has her way, even the full power of a goddess like you couldn't stop her. Come again. Mother's doing something she's longed to do for a very, very long time. And when she returns to her full might, it will be something to dwarf all other powers. That's why we begin with flooding that Gensokyo, to get that point where she can flood all as she once was able to. And again create as she was once able to. I anticipate that beauty will come. Huh? No, it can't be. It can be that god, right? I thought this was just some small obscure god organizing a fuss, but... I guess there's only one way to find out. Whoa, look at that. Better to rain in hell than to serve out and rather just release her from heaven. Fuck off, you son of a bitch. Okay, I think I'm supposed to go inside the Nega zone to dodge this one. An altar for a god? For sacrifice? Ah, what to do? This is really such a mess. I'm at a loss here. One person's loss can easily be another person's gain. I don't think the saying goes like that. Umutsumazaru, saltwater Madonna. Oh, is that really so? Anyhow, why should it have to go a certain way? Rules and restrictions, language, creed. Oh, I hate them, wouldn't you agree? For someone who hates convention, you got like a pretty conventional setup, I'd say. Convention is a different thing from regulation. The norm and forceful adherence to it are two different objects. Oh, but I feel as if that's not the proper crux of the situation, is it? You've come to strike me down. This old titan again, Not necessarily. When my dear sweet children made mention of you, oh, I was so deeply confused. Who of this land would know things like me, of the heirs and divinities I hailed from? Well, my personal point in being here is like you can't reign all over other people's. Of course, another god from another foreign land who walked those same eras and toyed with those same divinities. Who says I can't reign over others? Keep them hostage, as I expect you might have said. How's that different from what your generation did? Having chopped me up, hiding and smuggling the pieces of a titan into the spaces between spaces. Now you're just being super difficult. I was exhausted before, and I'm getting more tired now. But I understand you. Do you now? You're like a pretty old god too. Exhausted by the changing world, exhausted by an unceasing power grab. Someone tired, like me. You're exactly who I am, don't you? You are the titan whose children split her asunder across sea and sky. Correct. And I am she whose body was like that of the ocean depths. Who in sacred marriage made life and creation with a body of fresh water. And whose wrath and spawn was so feared by Adam and that his children prayed that they knew the god that slayed me. Who are you then, charming goddess? Hekatia Lapis Lazuli, of the hells of the other world, earth and moon. And you ruined my vacation. Hekatia Lapis Lazuli, goddess of hell. It was so nice to meet someone who remembered the age of the gods. But even you must learn to bow before me as motherly imperatrix. When my torch raged across the nebula, I, as Queen of Heaven, were torn to glory! This path is lost and directionless. That seems really hard to deal with. God and yokai hunger for belief, for fear fading away. Let's go. Humans struggle to keep living and die on a dying finite Earth. Yeah, wow, these spells are a little on the pattern memorization heavy side. Which really isn't my style. I'm fine with it for extra stages, because they're short. But since these but since actual games are aren't as short, I prefer just hoping my instincts are more than enough for me. Because if they aren't, that means I need to go to trading mode. I'll be the greater mother they cling to. Final spell. I bombed. Is there still one more thing I gotta do? Oh yeah. This man is lost during Oh god, a TLB section, really? There's no point in shooting anymore, is there? No, she has a health bar. Shirt. Well, this isn't good. Jesus Christ. The Human Village, a festival of mesmerizing proportion. Hikacha kept both Clown Piece and Akiwaza in tow. More accurately, she kept Akiwaza in tow using Clown Piece. Akiwaza, is there any reason she keeps pointing that torch at me? For a fairy, she can be really quite worrisome. Boss, it never has any effect on her. What's her deal? I guess she's already mad, maybe. You should be more careful with that around humans. Oh, don't mind her. She's just like having fun. Same as you were earlier, I'd say. Well, as I had said earlier, this festival is simply another development in the project might restore lost connections. It's very much incidental that some of those connections were between Hell and Expanse. It was an Awaza's impulsive nature to start more problems while trying to fix other ones. She at the very least had good intentions, even though she did it to feel good about herself. Right, don't follow what you're saying. Could you, like, explain a bit more? Ah, well, I just happen to be in Hell. So loitering you always do? You were in a very specific part of Hell. They're answering the call of suffering spirits. Spirits who yearn for a god to restore connections. I forgot they're, like, able to do that. Then again, I guess I'm usually already there. One of my bodies, anyway. As I meant to explain, these spirits gave me an artifact, absolutely brimming in godly power to deliver. Wanting to make myself useful, I brought it to its destined location, a castle in the Expanse. Which, turned into another problem I intend to refrain from explaining, so Musakoro got involved. So here in Gensokyo, I made connections, knowing that the Expanse had opened itself up above it, but I ended up getting somewhat distracted by the humans here. I wound up making a festival here for them. Ah, okay, so you're just like deciding how things should go for other people like you always do? Still so harsh. I'm a big believer in fate. Is that really such a problem for you? Besides, didn't you let that Junko rampage around on the moon or something just a little bit ago? Hey, don't talk about my boss's honorable friend like that. Junko doesn't feel the need to manifest a new wardrobe every single time she does something. I find that there's a right way for everything. And it does happen that t-shirts weren't too fashionable for Gensokyo. Okay, like the Victorian Meiji fusion they have here, some of hard to really come by. Sort of hard to so I guess I have other things to wear. Still, you found it totally necessary here to lug a biwa around for every fight you decide to have. Well, it completes the image. I've already been scolded by almost every authority in Gensokyo. You needn't add to it. It's probably for the better. I tend to be more careful, you know? I get the impression that the yokai around here, hate it when you mess with the power balance in the village. If that's really such an issue for you and everyone else, then I'll visit more quietly next time. I've met gods not from Gensokyo who apparently visit here often, even enough without issue, so... maybe if you behave yourself enough, I'll lend cloud piece to you sometimes too. For what? Is it for something totally hellish? I think, I'll maybe pass. For chance visiting the outside world with me instead, I'm not particularly good at fitting in over there. Ha! I wonder why. Well, I wanted to, vacation more anyhow. The god of hell and the god of even the roads that led to it made their way through the festival. The world of the supernatural, just like the world of humans, had changed immensely before them. For Akiwaza, who knew Gensokyo's very sages, and for Hekacha, who knew Gensokyo as a novelty. Danmaku lit up the sky above them, with sometimes no clear purpose or direction, but children liked it. For Hekacha, the worldly person as she was, having such freedom and possibility was wonderful. Ending number 12, Pandemonic Plan. Congratulations, seriously. How cool. Try last word mode. Eh? Was that a bad or a good ending? Well, I didn't unlock an extra stage. Right, wow, that was exhausting. I didn't expect the game would be that hard. But, it's time for me to get to work.